What's up, weirdos? My name's Felicia and I like scary movies, and today we're talking about the newest gore fest that just hit VOD and select theaters on Valentine's Day, and that is VFW. Now, this movie was written by Max Brallier and Matthew McArdle and directed by Joe Bekas. If you recognize that name, it's because he also directed Bliss that came out also in 2019. He's a very busy boy. So what I'll go ahead and say is that from watching Bliss and now VFW, I can tell Joe Bekas has a very specific aesthetic, which I really like. A whole lot of blood, fun color palettes, punk rock attitude, drugs. I actually feel like there has never been a more appropriate video for me to drink a PBR during than a review of VFW. So this movie takes place in sort of a dystopian near future, and it's basically about the war that ensues between a group of veterans hanging out at their VFW, minding their own business, having some drinks, having a good old time, and the next door neighbors, which are a group of punks that are drugged out of their minds on a fictional drug called Hype, I believe. The war breaks out basically when this teenage punk girl named Lizard steals an insane amount of drugs out of their drug dealer's safe and steals it and runs away and runs into the VFW, and then because she is there, they feel the need to protect her, and then when the drug dealer sends his punk army, which are basically sort of like mutant beasties because of all the drugs they're on, they have to fight to defend the VFW. Now, before we get into what I liked and what I didn't like, I do want to talk a bit about the cast because it's kind of amazing. First of all, we have Stephen Lang, who is one of my favorite genre actors. He is in, of course, Don't Breathe and Don't Breathe 2, which is on its way, and is maybe the most intimidating looking person I've ever seen. Like, I would never want to make him mad at me. I pray that I never make you mad at me, Stephen Lang. And then along with him, pretty much all the vets are genre actors from back in the day coming in to do this movie. So after Stephen Lang, we have William Sadler, who is from Die Hard 2, The Mist, The Grudge. We have Fred Williamson, who is from Dusk Till Dawn. We got Martin Kove, who's from a bunch of the Karate Kid movies. And David Patrick Kelly, who's from The Crow and Twin Peaks. I mean, come on. And then George Wendt, who you'll probably know from Cheers, but has also done some genre stuff. Like, he was in Tales from the Crypt, The Twilight Zone, and probably other movies that I don't know. Now, that leads me into the first thing that I think is really cool about this movie, and that is that the protagonists are these older actors coming in and kicking ass and killing all the people and being the heroes, which I really liked, because I feel like in a lot of horror cinema, we're typically focused on young adults, teenagers, and though we do have like the young punks in this, the heroes of the story are these war vets, and like these people that have already seen a bunch of shit and then have to see some more. The next thing I liked about the movie, which I think is probably the most overwhelming part for me, is the gore. I was just amazed by the amount of gore in this movie. Every kill was so much fun. There's a kill literally like barely 5 minutes in, I'm pretty sure. And then everything after that, we have like axe and heads, we have heads exploding. We basically have every bloody way to die represented in this movie, and it's really fun. And that's basically what the movie is. It's sort of like its own special kill count. Like, this movie truly, it moves really fast. It's a quick 90 minutes, and it is kill after kill after kill after kill. And like every time a kill happens, you're like, ooh, I wonder what they're gonna do next. And then they show you basically immediately. And it's very fun like that. I actually really hope Dead Meat James does a kill count of VFW. People need to message him, because this would be such a blast to see in a kill count. The next thing I liked is the overall color palette. I'm really enjoying this sort of like blues, purples, reds things that's going on. I feel like a lot of directors are kind of doing this right now, but we definitely saw it in Vegas's last movie, Bliss, and we're seeing it again here. And I really like that. It gives it this very like, yes, 80s vibe, but also just like punk rock vibe, which is cool for me. Oh, and the score. The score is really excellent. It also gives, once again, I'm going to keep saying 80s. It does also give those 80s vibes. And typically, I'm not someone who's really listening for score, but this one actually stood out to me, where there are moments where I was like, man, this is like really helping right now. It's like helping the party, if you will, like the kill party that is this movie. The music's really helping. And that score was by Steve Moore, who also did the score for Bliss. I swear this is not a comparison video of VFW and Bliss, but I do want to also mention Dora Madison, who plays Desi, the main character in Bliss, is also in this movie as a smaller part, but very badass nonetheless. And honestly, there isn't much that I can say that I didn't like about this movie. It's very I don't want to say light on plot, but it's kind of light on plot, and character development, I will say. And mostly I wasn't bothered by that because somehow all the vets that came in, and maybe it's just because they're excellent actors, but I felt like I knew them as soon as they were on screen. Like each of them, I felt like I understood their personalities, I understood where they were coming from with a lot of things, like I got it. The punks, I didn't really get so much, which isn't really the problem, but I will say the character of Lizard, because we spent a lot of time with her in the VFW, I felt like I needed more from her. Like I felt like I didn't get to know her enough. And because she's sort of like the catalyst character that like gets this whole movie in motion, I just wanted to know more about her. Oh, also just one little fun fact. They did film this in an actual VFW. And Fangoria is one of the like producers on this film. So they did like a nice Fangoria premiere situation down in Texas. And where's that picture? Aha, okay. So at the Texas premiere, they actually filmed this in a real VFW. And so all the vets that are a part of that post 2494, came to the premiere. And I'll show you, this is the picture. I saw that on the Fangoria Instagram and I was like, that is nice. And literally the marquee says, welcome veterans. Are you kidding me? It's too good. It's too sweet. Okay. But yeah, I think that's about it for this video, guys. I would highly recommend checking out VFW. It might be playing in a city near you. I will link any of that down below that I can find. And other than that, it is on Amazon right now, so you can rent it, which is what I did. But this movie is definitely for anyone that likes nostalgia, 80s movies, likes a lot of blood and gore, really fun kills. This is definitely for you. I feel like this is like a party movie where you like watch with a bunch of people drinking. It feels like that kind of movie. Honestly, if you had a party where you watched this and it was like drink every time someone died, you'd be really drunk. Anyways, that's it, weirdos. Have a nice scream and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.